Hello, and welcome back to another episode of An Unorthodox CEO. I am, as always, Steve Pickering, the CEO of Sussex Beds, and today we are joined by Adam Hankinson. Hello, welcome.
Hello,
Let's have a clap.
Thank
clap.
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
welcome, Adam.
Team.
Yeah, the team here. So, as you will notice, if you're watching on the tube of the Ewings, we are in a different location. We've left our little cosy room and we've come all the way to Caterham. So we're in the Caterham store. So if we get interrupted by customers, bear with us because it's a working environment. But
We'll be under pressure to sell, won't we?
Yes, it would be. Absolutely. So Adam is the Managing Director of Furniture Sales Solutions. And we're going to be chatting about Adam's journey through the industry and many years in the industry and what makes a top salesperson stand out. And you've just launched a new book.
Yeah, very pleased with that. Yeah.
So we can chat about the book and how that can help other retailers improve sales. Hopefully,
100%, yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah, that is what it's about. So, welcome, Adam.
Thank you.
Before we go on and before we start talking, please can you hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on any future episodes, and also you can look back on past episodes because there's over 40 of them, I think now. So you're a lot of listening.
Well done.
So hit that subscribe button. There we go. Let's chat. Yeah, Adam. Welcome. I suppose really it's tell us about yourself and your journey into this wonderful industry that we find ourselves in, which is furniture.
Yeah.
Where did it all start, and how did you end up in the furniture industry?
Well, it definitely wasn't planned.
That was a question, actually.
Yeah. Well, I think many people just end up in retail, don't they?
Yes.
So I didn't do very well at school. I got an O-level in arts. That was my only qualification, really, which isn't very helpful to get a job. But I did love dealing with people. So I had various Saturday jobs in shops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But back in the day, this would be 1980, there was a YTS scheme, youth training scheme, if you remember that.
Yes, I do. Yes, yeah. I am old enough to remember that.
Yeah.
Vic
has no idea what we're talking about.
It
was like modern apprenticeship.
It is.
Really.
Yeah.
I think £18.50 a week was the pay. I had to give my dad 10 quid a week at the time. So serious.
Dad tax.
Yeah. And I made the mistake of telling him when it went up to 23.50.
Yeah.
And he put it up 5 quid, so it's 15. Yeah. So we did that. So anyway, I worked in Debenhams. That was a 6-month YTS. And you did all departments.
Yeah.
And I was always really enthusiastic and full of energy, and I loved getting stuck in and talking to people. And I got taken on the furniture department. And it was, back in the day, it was like Grace Brothers.
Yeah.
Are you being served, if you remember that?
Yeah.
Furniture department was on the top floor. People would only come up to pay an account off or to use the toilets.
Yeah.
But, it was a nice department, and I worked with 2 people. One guy called Les Ewings, who was the assistant manager, and then I didn't know at the time, but he was a closer. So he was a man of few words.
Yeah.
He looked like a silverback. No, I was 16 or 17. I thought he was old. He was probably 40, right?
Yeah.
But very few words, but he would talk to a customer, and 2 minutes later an order went in the tray.
Yeah.
Anyway, one day I said something to one of his customers that caused them to walk out the shop and buy from our competitor, right?
Yes.
Well, back in 1980, it wasn't quite as PC as it is now. So he had a little chat with me, used a few short words. In fact, he got me by the collar and put me up against the wall and explained to me in very short words the error of my ways.
Yeah.
But really, that was my first lesson in selling.
Yeah.
And that was to think about what you say before you're going to say it.
Yes.
So I thought about what I was saying going forward. So he was a closer, and then the lady who was on beds, actually, she was the top Myers Beds sales lady in the UK, Jo Weston, her name was. Now, she had it all. She was charming and charismatic and funny, but could close as well.
Yes.
And upsell and everything. So she was like my work mum, and he was a bit like my work dad, but quite harsh.
Yeah.
But I needed it because I didn't know what I was doing, and there was no training.
No.
There was no training ever. So I did that for a little while. Then that was called Debenhams Furnishings. That was all the stores. Anyway, they then sold out to Harris Queensway, if you remember Harris Queens. And they were massive. They were the DFS of the time.
Yeah.
At one point, it was a £500 million a year business then, in the 80s. So I got promoted to assistant manager of Middlesbrough. I was 19 or 20, moved up to Middlesbrough, and then they pulled out of 20 odd of those stores completely. So I came back home, worked for Waring and Gillow, if you remember them. They were around. They were like the maybe even higher end furniture village. They were the national high end retailer. Yeah. So worked for Waring and Gillow in Southport, where I live, and I used to race push bikes as a kid. And at 20, I thought I would open my own bike shop. So left for 3 years, had a little lock-up shop, 2 rooms, if you like. Did okay, but it was at the time when interest rates were 15.5%. Yeah. And I was doing it on an overdraft, which was 7.5% over base rate. So I was paying 22.5% interest. Yeah. Anyway, so I did 3 years of that. Great, loads and loads of lessons in that. Yeah. And then I was just getting married, so I started working for Allied Carpets, but they were selling everything then. Yes. There were 50,000 square foot units. They did flooring, rugs, curtains, custom-made, ready-made, bedroom furniture. They had 28 furniture room settings with upholstery and dining in. So I became upholstery supervisor, then assistant manager and store manager there, did 7 years there, and then joined DFS. Wow. I joined DFS when I was 30, they had 33 shops at the time, and I did 20 years there. Blimey. So started as a trainee manager, worked my way through to manager, area manager, regional director, ended up looking after half the company, 55 shops, a lot of people, over Ireland and Scotland and all over, and had a fantastic career there. Yeah. And then that went very, very quickly because it's so high-paced there, really high-paced. And I love 99% of it. But I was always into people. I was always into developing managers because I think they're the key to everything. Yeah. When you've got multiple sites, especially. And so at 50, I thought, if I don't try something on my own, I'm never going to know what I'm capable of. So I left and wrote to AIS, actually, group, Peter Mallinson, wrote a letter, said, I think I can offer something. Yeah. And there wasn't, I didn't have a specific product. I just had what I felt was some knowledge to share. So I met up with Peter, then he agreed, and he put something on it wasn't the intranet, whatever the newsletter was. Yeah. And our first customer was Brad Beers, and then Lee Longlands, and then, we've been busy at it and growing and doing all right ever since, really. Yeah. Wow. You said managers are the key. Yeah. Elaborate there. Why do you think managers are so important within a furniture store? Well, they are influencing the people 5 days a week. Yeah. 47 weeks a year. Yeah. So I, as a director, thought I was influencing the people, which I was. Yes. But I was influencing the area managers to influence the managers. Yes. And you may have said at some point, I wish I had 5 more like X person. Yeah. Because they are completely joined up on your thinking, hopefully, executing the way you would want it executing, work into the values, work into the scripts or the process that you're doing. So I know my life became a lot easier when I raised the quality of manager development. Yeah. And DFS was magnificent at that. I came through that program, and that was an intense year as a minimum, and lots of stuff prior to that
Yes.
because we were on a growth journey. When I joined, there was 33 shops. When I left 20 years later, there was 116. But the volume, big volume stores,
Yeah.
and they weren't easy to run. So getting people ready and able and capable to run them in the way you wanted to run them. What did they say? Seven out of 10 people. The biggest irritation, this is a Gallup survey statistic, 7 out of 10 people find their manager the most annoying part of the job.
Yeah.
Right, which is a fact across all industries.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to have better managers.
Yes.
Because we've all worked for people that we think.
And it's classic, isn't it? Because people leave people, not
100%.
businesses.
That's the thing.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So you can stand for whatever you want to stand for, but if the manager's not standing for the same thing,
yes, the values and
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's and what we do is a lot of our stuff won't stick without the manager getting behind it.
No. Yeah.
So it all links,
Yeah.
So that is my experience of it.
Yeah. No, that's an amazing journey. Do you think sales techniques have changed over that period, or do you think actually it's the same, but we're just more aware?
Well, I think customers are more aware of sales techniques.
Yes.
And, well, certainly back in the day, in the late 90s, DFS was a different animal to what it is now, selling-wise.
Yes.
But I think actually the psychology of customers is exactly the same.
Yes.
And we'll get onto that maybe.
Yeah.
How people make decisions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think the whole game has changed. People are more educated. They look online first, whatever. Vic will know the percentage would be very high, won't it? So if you were too pushy, that would come across on your reviews.
Yeah.
People would look at that before they came in, and they just don't buy that way anymore.
No.
Do they? So I think it's definitely changed, but the psychology of human beings hasn't, I don't think.
No. And do you think selling in the furniture industry is different from other industries?
Well, I'm sure it is. Sure it is. This is what I call a considered purchase.
Yes.
Which means it's not a Mars bar or some chewing gum
impulse
buy.
Yeah.
It is a consideration.
Yeah.
And many people, so we talk about this in the book. Our sales process matches the psychological buying journey of a customer.
Yeah.
So what happens is let's say you're not in the market for a boiler today. It's whatever, 1st of May, is it the 1st of May?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
You're not going to have the heating on, so you don't need a boiler, right?
No.
But let's say, God forbid, the boiler blows up tonight.
Yes.
All of a sudden, you're in the market for a boiler,
yes.
right? You weren't today, but you are tonight.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you're then on this scale of 1 to 10, and you're probably a 1, right? Now, it might hold you back. You might say, well, I've got a bit of time because I've got a different hot water system and I don't need my heating until October, for example.
Sure.
And I might take a bit of time over it.
Yeah.
But you start looking online for new boilers and that influences your thinking. And slowly but surely, you move yourself up that scale, right? 10 is when you buy.
Yeah.
Now, if it's the depth of winter, you're going to be under a bit more pressure to get your boiler sorted.
Yes.
Because you need it then, right? But the considered purchase journey is the same psychology on anything that is normally a few quid.
Yes.
So if it's a holiday, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? So we talk about this because it's really helpful for salespeople to understand that is how people buy. They buy not in a straight line, but in an upward or downward line. And you can say something that sends someone, you can get them to a 5 today, but you say something that sends them back down to a 1.
Yeah.
Right? Or you could, the idea is always to have the customer moving forward.
Yeah.
So that is how I believe, unconsciously, we all make decisions when we're purchasing. So furniture is like that. It's depends on the situation. For example, if your bed collapses and you need one today,
it's distress.
Then that's the thing. But in general, and certainly sofas, it's probably a little bit of a slower process.
Yes.
Than bed in particular.
Yeah.
But again, if people are going to do the rounds, you need to, which they will do.
Yeah.
Quite often, So you need to be very good when you get that opportunity, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it is different, but you were saying before, Steve, about your new IT system.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure that decision was a considered decision.
Very considered. Yeah.
How long did it take you?
The process of trying to find out what we required, then go into market and finding people that could deliver what we wanted, and then going through the process. It was probably a 12-month process just to get to really a build phase. That process of analysis, and it was a long time. Yeah, 6 to 12 months at least.
So again, that's all relevant to the size of the investment.
Yes,
I'm sure, and the impact it's going to have on everything else.
Yeah.
So I think whatever people are selling, the psychological journey will be the same for people. The more money they're parting with, probably the longer they're going to consider it.
Yes.
But, other things will impact that, word of mouth, reputation, somebody else is recommending this person, whatever, well, that'll move people up the scale.
Yes.
So I think the psychology is the same, but maybe the time and the way they go about it might be different in furnishings.
What do you think is the most influential thing in closing a sale or obtaining the sale? What is the...
Well, this is one of the biggest mistakes salespeople make. So we have people contact us and say, we only need help in closing.
Yeah.
So can you just give us the closing bit?
Yeah.
Well, closing is a process. Mm-hmm. Asking for the order is a different thing, right? So now asking for the order is a massive problem because people don't.
No.
They do the work and forget to ask for the order.
Yes.
Or at the moment they should be asking for the order to say, here's some information.
Yes.
And the customer's off with a brochure.
Yes.
So now that's not about pressure. That is about understanding that it's okay because you've actually done the work. You can ask for the order, right? But closing is a process. So, for example, let's say I'm a travel agent and you come in and you want to go to Canada, right? Yeah. Which is on my top of my bucket list, right? But you're thinking about Canada, great. And, for example, I wouldn't personally arm you with a load of brochures.
No.
I'd ask you some questions about what you want to do there, what you like, what you don't like. Is it the mountains? What is it? What's your wants and needs and all the rest of it? And you tell me how long you want to go for and when you want to go, and maybe a ballpark sort of figure that you want to invest in, time of year, all the things. So by understanding all of those things, and then we'd talk those through, and I would try and help you tick each of them off, right? Yes. So, for example, I would say, what are your must-haves?
Yeah.
Right. So on this holiday,
yeah,
which sounds like the holiday of a lifetime, Adam, what are the 3 must-haves? Right. So if it was a holiday for you, Steve, let's say, your next holiday, what are your 3 must-haves?
Okay. Food.
No, watch that. Watch his fingers then. He just counted a finger then. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Carry on.
Yeah. So food. Yeah. That would be the most important thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Good food. I think I love not so much laying around. It would be things to explore. So places to explore.
Yes.
And places to sit and watch the world go by.
Amazing. Right. Yeah. So tell me about the food thing then. What sort of things?
Variety. Yeah. So some of the best places I've visited have lots of different influence. So, where a little bit of Italian or Spanish or even like North African. And I'm thinking of Malta there, where there's lots of influence. Yeah. So lots of different choice. But quality of food, flavours, different things to try, that would excite me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've just asked questions, the genuine questions. I do want to know because I want to get this holiday perfect for you.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'd know my stuff about where we're going. And look, there's this area here, it's Old Town and New Town mixed, and there's 47 restaurants, and it's blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And you're thinking then, obviously, now this is what I call selling from the heart. I genuinely want you to have the best time ever.
Yeah.
but I've also broken it down in your psychology to say what's my 3 priorities really, which helps you make the decision about the holiday.
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
So that's your priority. So I'm finding out what's important to you, and making that important to me, and then ticking those boxes off, right?
Yeah.
So if I did sort out all of those 3 things, so look, there's a load of variety here, there's a load of excursions to wineries, and they've got to do all that blah, blah, blah,
perfect,
and all that stuff. And we've got a bit of this and a bit of that, by the way, and blah, 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 blah. You can feel yourself moving up the journey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what closing is.
Yeah.
Closing is ticking the boxes, so there's nothing left at the end to say no to.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's not. We talk about helping customers think clearly and feel good.
Yeah.
Right? And you'll have it here, I'm sure. If you let customers loose in a bed shop, they start reading the tickets.
Yes.
Which is a problem.
Yeah.
Because they're into springs then.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And they don't want to buy springs. They want to buy a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
And comfort and quality and relief of pain and all those other things.
Yes.
So it's by understanding the wants and needs, knowing the products well enough to say, okay, based on what you've said to me, these are my recommendations for these reasons. And the customer is nodding, right? And it's interesting, you counted on straight away on your fingers, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how we think.
Yeah.
So we use that as a summary closing technique, which is just mirroring your body language back to you. So we're happy with these restaurants.
Would that be your first question for someone coming into one of our stores?
Wouldn't be first.
No.
Wouldn't be first, but it would be in the first half of the sale.
Yeah. What's the 3 things that?
Yeah. Well, what's your must-haves?
Yeah. Okay.
With this.
Yeah.
Because they might not have 3, but they'll have an idea.
Yeah.
And it might just be, well, I need it quick. Got somebody coming over from wherever.
Could be, yeah.
Could be anything.
Yes.
But the point is, it's their things.
Yeah. But then you take them to, that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's the same in your IT system. What's the top 3 things you want? It might be KPIs.
Yeah.
I want instant accounting or
Yes,
whatever.
absolutely.
It's all you've got an idea.
Yes.
Of what you want from it.
Yes.
So
yeah.
That is a fundamental. I call it critical concept in the book.
Yeah.
To get your head round. Closing is not asking for the order. Asking for the order is asking for the order. Closing is a process.
Yeah.
Through it.
Yeah. So you said it's not the first question. What should be the first question on greeting a consumer?
Well, in my opinion,
furniture,
in my opinion, it's how are you?
Yeah. Okay.
How are you? Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, and they'll often say we're just looking great.
So it's a greeting.
Yeah. We don't charge for looking on a Friday morning.
No.
If you fall asleep, we'll charge you a tenner. Whatever. Some type of just icebreaker.
Yeah.
Wants to be authentic and real, doesn't it?
Yes.
But just people don't want to be jumped on or pushed or any of that palaver.
No.
So now, how are you is different to are you okay?
Yeah.
Because we're trying to avoid. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. I'm just looking. Okay, so how are you is an open question because it starts with how.
Yes.
So it's and again, we don't have to do it at the door. It depends on the physical situation that you've got.
When you say an open question, it's a question that you can't say yes or no to.
Correct.
Yes, you've got to.
Yeah, you've got to say something.
Say something or makes you think, doesn't it? Yeah.
And of course, we're saying it genuinely.
Yeah.
We genuinely. It might just be about the weather. How are you? Yeah, we're smashing. Thanks. Lovely weather. And then you're in then, aren't you? It's just you've got to be friendly, I think, to succeed in this game.
Do you think people buy on emotion more than the products or the brand or the store? Oh, well, actually, brand is emotion, isn't it? Do you think emotion comes into it a lot?
Oh, well, totally. Yeah, absolutely. It's all it's all psychology, isn't it, and psychological.
Yeah.
But there's obviously 2 parts to the brain. There's the emotional and the logical, but they use both.
Yes.
Now, what's logical to one person is not logical to another. So somebody will buy a brand new Rolls Royce at 250 grand, and for them that's logical.
Yes.
Because they think, it's interesting, this is a thing to get people's head around, we all justify whatever we want to ourselves.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I deserve this Rolls Royce. I've worked all my life, blah, blah, I can't take it with me or whatever.
Yes.
Now somebody else would push it back the other way.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for example, on beds, well, you tell me, what is the average time, if a customer comes in today, average time they've had their existing bed? Average.
Yeah, I think it would be at least 10 years, but potentially longer than that.
Okay.
Okay. And I think, but most people probably don't realise how old they are and would, oh no, it's not that old. It was only, that was pre the Olympics, or and actually it's only when you think about it, because time ticks away quite quick. But I think it's 10 to 15 years.
Great. So we use this to our psychological advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. So a hurdle to overcome is someone's bought it 15 years ago. They spent whatever they spent on it.
Yes.
Right. So let's say they spent $799 on it.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
Right. The hurdle they then come across is the fact that everything looks more expensive.
Yes.
And probably 15 years ago, you didn't do mattresses and bases. When I was selling beds, it was the whole thing.
Yes.
You bought
yeah.
the whole package,
Yeah,
right?
that's right, yeah.
And now we're just really selling mattresses
Yes.
as the first thing, right?
Yeah.
So you, in your mind, we're just going to have a look for a mattress today, but it was 15 years ago. Now, you haven't thought about these things consciously. You just think we're in the market for a new bed.
Yeah.
So you come in and all of a sudden you see 1,500 quid. Or $2,000 or whatever you see, right? Well, that is a psychological hard edge, because that's a lot more than you thought,
Yeah.
right? Maybe,
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a difficult thing to overcome, right? But if I said to you, "What have you got at the minute?" and you said, "Well, you asked me. You asked me. What have I got at the minute?"
What mattress do you have at the moment?
I've got a
What do you sleep on?
Temper.
A Temper?
A Temper mattress,
Do you?
right?
Yeah.
And how long have you had it?
How
Ask
long?
me.
Yeah. How long have you had
I've
that?
had it. This is all true.
Yeah.
I've had it 16 years now.
Have you really?
And then you say to me, "How's it been?"
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. But then you say to me, "And if you don't mind me asking, how much did you pay for it?"
Yeah.
Right? So just ask me that.
If you don't mind me asking, how much did you pay for your
About
Temper?
1,250 quid.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is the $1,000,000 question.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, how much do you think something of a similar quality might cost you today?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you'd spent 1,250 quid
Yeah.
on a mattress or a holiday or
Yeah.
a microwave or
Yeah.
a laptop or
Yeah.
whatever it was,
Yeah.
15 years ago, how much do you think that would be today?
It's got to at least doubled.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, at least 2.
Okay. Now, it doesn't matter what you say,
No.
but the power is you've said it.
Yes.
So in your mind now, you've justified to yourself
That I
why it
can-
would be okay
yeah.
to spend
Yeah,
2.5.
2.5. Yeah.
Two and a
Yeah.
half, right?
Yeah.
Now, that is how I stumbled across that. When I joined DFS in 1996, our average order value was 2,200 quid.
Yeah.
Right? Because of the market, it dropped to 1,550.
Yeah.
Right, 15 years later, okay?
Really?
Yeah, but we went down the road mistakenly of selling sofas at 299 quid, right? So what happened is people came in to buy something more expensive, but they'll justify to themselves, well, I'll just have this. It's 800 quid for the three-seater and 2 chairs. I'll just have that,
Yeah.
right? But one of the questions I asked people, and it's only, the Steve Jobs thing, you can only join the dots looking back.
Yeah.
One of my questions was, and I always sold. I would never spend time in an office. I'd be on the shop floor.
Yeah.
So I met this couple in a store, and he's about 6'3", and she's average height, 5'5" or whatever. And one of my questions was, have you bought from us before? Now, 50% of our customers had bought from us before. Yes, I have. When was that? And then what we do is we'd run and look on the computer to see what they'd had before, right? To get some insight. Now, we knew the models. We had a library of sizes. In selling sofas, the biggest objection, well, 2 objections. I need to think about it and I need to measure up, okay? Because we had the sizes of all the old models, we knew what size they had.
Right, okay.
So they didn't need to measure up, right?
Yeah.
That was a massive
Yes.
win,
Yeah.
right? So got speaking to this couple. Do you mind if I ask if you bought from us before? Yes, we have. When was that? About 12 years ago. Okay. Let me go and have a look. And they bought this. How much was it? He says about 2,400 quid. Yeah. So a look at this. Now, he brings out the broadsheet with this £299 sofa, right?
Yeah.
Now, to sell a sofa at 299 quid, you've got to make it very small, very light, very cheap. It was scaled down. It's really only a two-seater, right?
Yeah.
Now, he's about 6'3". He sits in it, very low back. He says, oh, it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Now, all of us knew it wasn't, but he's already sold it to himself, right? 299.
Yeah.
He didn't even want to be in the shop.
No.
Right? So I just said, look, you've had your other one 12 years. It was 2.4. How much do you think something of a similar quality might be today? And he says, well, it'd definitely be over 3.
Yeah.
So I said, well, let me show you something of a similar quality then.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he knew
Yeah.
in his heart of hearts, right? But he didn't want to lose face
No.
by appearing to be sold to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So now that was all coming from knowing that it would have been wrong for him,
Yeah.
right? It would have been.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So showed him this other thing. He was delighted with the other one anyway. It was only a style change. And he bought the thing at 3.2, right? So, so whether it's emotional or logical, it's all psychological.
Yeah.
Right? Are you with me?
Yeah.
So it's knowing, you said, I love, right, about meals.
Yeah.
I love eating out, which
Yeah.
tells me you're emotionally driven.
Right. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Well, that element is.
Yes.
Okay? So if somebody says, we want something that does that, or we need something that does that, you've got to be listening to what they're saying, right? Because the clues of the emotional driver, right, are in the words they use. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
We love the idea of.
Yeah.
We want this, we need this with the kids. It's got to be practical.
Yeah.
You know, that's a logical decision.
Yeah.
So this is all going on,
Yeah.
right? And obviously I do this for a living, don't I? So I've thought about this thing. That's all I think about, right?
Yeah.
But most salespeople aren't thinking; they're just doing
Just go
because
through
they're doing,
motions. Yeah.
because that's what they do, and this is what the habits are about. The people that are better than others are better, and now they're unconsciously doing it,
Yes.
but they've somehow fallen upon better habits
Yes.
in general.
Do you think the quality of sales in our industry on the whole is good or low?
Salespeople?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good.
Loads
Yeah.
of lovely people, tremendous amount of loyalty
Yeah.
and customer service. I don't think you don't last, do you, in this game?
No.
I don't think. So, yeah, I think we've got a lot of tremendously good people.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean they're as good a salesperson as they could be.
What makes the best?
Consistency.
Right. Yeah.
Consistency of everything. First of all, mindset.
Yeah.
They're switched on. They're focused. I think they're probably just a little bit more professional.
Okay.
They're just on it. You'll have those people.
Yes.
You know, maybe a bit hungrier.
Yeah.
They've got a bit of a target.
Yeah.
The different personality types out there, but there are some high achievers. They have to win.
Yeah.
You'll have those,
Yeah.
and there's always those. And whatever happens, you've got to. That's in their nature.
Yeah.
Now you'll also have. How many salespeople have you got?
Around about 30.
30. Okay.
Yeah,
So your middle group.
Yeah.
Right. Which are we call them affiliates.
Yep.
Which are super loyal, do a
Yep.
tremendous job.
Yeah.
Turn up all the time. Going to stay with you a long time. They are delivering a huge amount all the time.
Yeah.
Your growth is in lifting that middle group. They're the ones where we know it's an order a week extra.
Yes. Yes. That's right. Yeah.
Absolutely an order
Yeah.
a week. Just by one or two little things.
Yeah.
It's not, and this is an obstacle to overcome. As soon as people say we're getting a trainer in, for example,
Yes.
there's a bit of resistance.
Yeah. 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 Well,
Oh, hang on, we've been doing it 30 years. Well,
Yeah.
we know that, and
Yeah.
it's not a criticism.
No.
It's a polishing.
Yeah.
This is a polishing job, and here's a handful of ideas or concepts.
Yeah.
And all we're saying is consider these things, try these things, and if you're open-minded, they work. They work.
So where would you start with the 30, moving them up? Where would you?
Well, we'd start with the workshop, but
Yeah.
we would be... You mentioned finance earlier.
Yeah.
There are certain things that Now, I'm not about damaging your profit. I'm about making you more profit.
Yes. Yeah.
But there are certain things that we know. So, for example, and I know you aren't DFS and you don't want to be DFS, but 50% of DFS's business is done on finance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, Graham Kirkman, that concept, he was all about the money. He wouldn't have done it if he thought
No. Yeah.
the benefit didn't outweigh the cost. Now, I know there's a cost,
Yes.
and we have this conversation with every single customer.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that we know. So, first-time visit conversion is 4 times higher on finance than it is on cash, right? Especially on higher ticket items.
Okay.
Because the customer isn't thinking of it, in your case, I've got to fork out £3,000 now.
No.
They're not thinking that.
No.
They're thinking whatever the deposit is, let's say it's 25%,
Yeah.
it's $750 now.
Yeah.
So it makes the decision easier,
Yes.
right? Especially on higher ticket stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, let's say we were talking about the holiday in Canada.
Yeah.
Well, look, we've got the £4,000 version, which is tick, 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 but it's 3-star plus, blah, 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 blah. Or we've got the £6,500 version, but you can do it. And interestingly, Jet2 have started doing interest free.
Have they?
Now, yeah. Well, all of a sudden, I'll justify it to myself. Look, I'll spend another 2.5,
Yeah.
and your margin. So forget the percentage margin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's the cash margin,
Yeah.
right? So I'm making less percentage, but I'm making more on the deal,
Yeah.
more on the order. Are you with me?
Yeah.
And maybe converting it better, and likely adding more add-ons to it,
Yes.
etc. So our order value be higher, average order value in the industry is 50% higher on finance. Average.
So do you see that as a bigger problem with small, medium-sized businesses, whereas larger ones have latched onto that better? Or do you think, because you're right, we'll look at interest-free as, okay, it's a tool, but it comes with a cost, so we'll use it when we need to.
Yeah.
But what you're saying there, is actually if you commit to it, it would increase conversions.
Oh, a billion percent.
Yeah.
It's a journey. It's a thinking journey.
Yeah.
And we have this with loads of customers.
Yes.
We did a job with Harvey Norman in Ireland, Australia's biggest retailer, but they have 20 branches in Ireland. This is a few years ago. And exactly the same conversation.
Yeah.
They're the owners or the directors of that business sat down, look, I'm not trying to cost you any money, but these are the facts, right? 4 times higher first-time visit conversion, 50% higher expenditure, add-ons will be higher categorically, and they went away, looked at all that, and 6 months later, and then initially resistant, right? Initially resistant. But look, don't take my word for it. Go and check it. They came back and said, "You're absolutely right." So then got right behind it, and interesting. They went from. I'm not saying it's all down to us, but they'd been in Ireland 15 years and never made a profit, and then they made a profit. So unless, of course, you're on 100% conversion.
Yeah. Well.
In what you're doing.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think there's many furniture places are 100%.
But it's the same discussion everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It's the getting over. Hang on, this is costing us 10%.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you can't categorise them all,
No.
right? But it works. It just works, and we work with a lot of our customers ongoing, and. A big, very, very successful one up north. That they have 4 distinct floors, and the 2 floors where the people have been most behind finance are the best performers by a country mile.
Really?
And that retailer's up 3 years on the bounce.
Right. Yeah.
And it was the same argument at the start.
Yes.
That they are now committing to. They want 20% of their business on finance.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So, anyway, it's a mindset thing, isn't it? And a decision that you have to make,
Yeah. Cool. I suppose talking about the book, Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Where did the idea come from to write a book? First of all, how did that come about?
When I left DFS, I was doing this on my own.
Yeah,
And then I came across this thing called Key Person of Influence with Daniel Priestley. Have you ever heard of him? He's
I'd
been
heard
on
the name,
Diary
yeah.
of a CEO recently.
Okay.
And he'd been on it loads, and he wasn't before.
Yeah.
So we did these entrepreneurial accelerators.
yeah,
So what he said was, it was aimed at people like me, probably mid-40s onwards. So I was 50 when I went on it. And he said, if you've been doing a job or something for a long period of time, you've probably stood on a mountain of value, he called it, right?
Yeah.
Meaning you've got a level of expertise
Yeah.
that you might not realise that you could monetize,
Yeah.
okay? So that was a year-long programme, quite an expensive thing to do, but absolutely brilliant. So it talked about various things. Publishing, writing for industry magazines, all that was part
Yeah.
of it, which
Yeah.
we've done.
Yeah.
Winning awards, which we've done. And writing a book,
Yeah.
okay? Because it's about becoming the authority in the space. I believe we are the authority in the space, but this helps.
Yeah.
But what he said was if you do it properly, the work that you put into it spins off in other areas without you knowing.
Yeah.
You know, even in your thinking, it's all content. So, you know, there's thousands of hours of posts or conversations or something in the fact that we've thought about it, and to get it down, it's been hundreds of drafts.
Yeah.
You know, literally 5 years.
Yeah.
It should have been 2.
Yeah.
But 5 years to get it, so I was happy with it.
Yeah.
So that was their challenge to do.
Yeah.
And it is a challenge to certainly tie a brain like mine down and then get it done.
Yeah.
But also, again, without realising it, there was a book in the 80s called Selling Retail
Okay.
by a American guy called John Lawhon, who was a retailer, but he expanded into sales training for general retailers. And it was a hardback book. And Tony Ashwell, who was the buyer at DFS, he was a school pal of Graham Kirkham's. He went to High Point in America to the shows and picked up this book, and that became a game changer for DFS.
Right.
So anyone that's been around a long time will remember that book.
Yeah.
So this is but it wasn't furniture specific,
No.
and this is
Furniture.
absolutely
Yeah.
as niche as you can get, really.
And 7 habits.
Yeah.
What are the 7 habits, or an outline of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 7 habits: mindset,
Yeah.
stroke attitude. First of all,
Yes.
for me, that's everything. And this job, there are times when it's very tough.
Yes.
It's not as busy, so you switch off.
Absolutely,
And,
yeah.
and your head drops, and you want to do well. Most people want to do well, you know, salespeople. But for whatever reason, they switch off. And, you know, for example, one of the biggest problems of that mindset dip is prejudging.
Yeah.
Or not
Yes.
getting off your chair.
Yeah.
And not talking to the customer because we thought, oh, that's somebody on their own.
Yeah,
They're a
oh,
tire
they're not
kicker,
buying-
all
yeah,
this
yeah.
terrible stuff that people say. So there's that. Then's the approach. If you will have heard, are you okay there? Yeah, fine, we're just looking. Yeah, give us a shout if you need any help. Right? Have you ever heard it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Everybody's heard it. People haven't been trained, still say it, and the customer doesn't give them a shout.
No.
And 5 minutes later they're going, thanks, bye.
Bye. Yeah.
And that might be the only opportunity today
Yeah.
that you could have engaged properly.
Yes.
So approach is critical, but
Yeah.
approach is linked to your mindset.
Yes.
Then you're into questions. Most salespeople download rather than ask questions. They should be asking questions first. How can you prescribe before you've diagnosed? You would be struck off
Yeah.
if you were a doctor doing that.
Yeah.
Then there's listening. Graham Kirkham, founder and owner of DFS. When I first became an area manager, we had every 6 weeks, the same meeting, same agenda, same topic. Sales was always first, and all the rest of it. Very, how shall I say, challenging meetings.
Right.
But no problem for me. It's we're paid to do a job and produce numbers, so it's no problem.
Yeah.
But anyway, I called him at lunchtime. I said, "Go on, Graham. What's your top tips for, selling?" He says, for me, there's only two things, Adam. One is enthusiasm. Be very enthusiastic about whatever you're doing in life, selling or otherwise. And the other thing is listening. In my experience, people don't listen. And what he meant was, well, you've got to ask questions and then listen to the answer. And let's say blokes listen differently to women.
Right.
Meaning that we don't, right? And if the decision maker feels like they are not being listened to, they are not emotionally going to connect to the salesperson.
No.
So listening comes after questions, obviously. And then what we should have is, you mentioned to me about the restaurants, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is why I'm suggesting these. So you then go, well, that's logical. I'm not suggesting it for my benefit. I'm suggesting it for your benefit.
Yeah.
So here's some potential solutions. That's selling the solution. Then there's concluding, which we could call close, but we don't close. You want to close it if you can.
Yeah.
But quite a number of people, maybe less in this, but certainly in furniture, won't necessarily buy on the first visit. No. Now, that's not an out for them to go, right? But if you feel, did you do the rounds? You bought online, didn't you? Did you do the rounds first? Yeah, okay. Well, if the salesperson had done a better job when you did the rounds, you wouldn't have bought online.
No, I wouldn't have done.
Right?
I wasn't. Yeah.
So same thing, right? So conclude is, for example, let's say it is somebody doing a recce, okay? So Wendy's dad, who's now passed away, but anyway, he died at 89, had cancer for 10 years. So we had to get a load of stuff for him, but we had to go out and get it, right? Well, if the so Wendy would do a lot of doing a recce on her own. Well, her job was to sell it back at the ranch, right? Look, I've seen this, Tony. Come and see Adam in the store to buy this riser recliner chair that you need, okay? But if she hadn't felt listened to, she wouldn't have gone back, etc., and all those types of things. So conclude means taking the customer as far up the buying journey as you can, right? Making sure that they've got what's relevant to them and what's important to any other decision maker, right? So if I say to you, have you got everything you need? And you're just going to go, yeah. But that doesn't mean it's actually, what is it you need? What, you know what I mean? That's like a deeper question.
Yeah.
So, and if you feel that I've genuinely focused on looking after you, you're going to feel doesn't always mean it, some type of loyalty. But also, I should have taken some details to say, look, can I follow up with you? I need to go and measure. Okay, great, blah, 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 blah. The guy we work with, his wife is a childminder.
Yeah.
Looks after a load of kids. Anyway, she needed some type of people carrier thing. Electric one, all ready to go, and it was a few quid, right? The sales guy had sent the video, he'd done the walk around, the finance was in place, everything. But he never followed up.
No.
Never followed up. So they then went, do you know what, we'll leave it a year.
Yeah.
So we had him on a 9.999.
Yeah.
But never followed up.
No.
So they dropped down. Something else might have come up because it was the commitment. So conclude is close it if you can.
Yes,
if you've done everything
absolutely.
you can.
Yeah.
If not, then leave it as well as you possibly can.
Yes.
Then referrals and recommendations, which I know you're big into, and that's really important.
Yes.
But it isn't just, Trustpilot or whatever, Google or whatever that is. That's important. This is about what we call birds of a feather flock together. So you will have people of your demographic that you associate with, right? You will eat out regularly with people, right? Well, if you're blown away with some experience that you've just had with somebody,
Yeah.
do you know what, I met this person and they'd looked after me in the bed and they were not pushy at all, but they really asked me, blah, 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 or a holiday person or whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
And they've given me 2 cards and buy the rest of them. They make sure I've got them, put the number in the phone. You know, please, if you know anybody else
Yeah.
that might like what we do, would you please? Most people want to recommend the person,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And you'll have that.
And that's that emotional connection.
Yeah,
again,
of course
isn't
it is. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I forget his name. You might have seen him in the Guinness Book of Records. Best salesman in the world, he was called.
Yeah.
Joe, I can't remember his name. I always forget his surname. Anyway, car salesman. A good car salesperson would do 35 cars a month. He did 90 a month
Yeah.
for 14 years.
Yeah.
Okay, and his whole thing was personal recommendation. He would send you an anniversary card for the anniversary of your car.
Yeah.
He'd send you a birthday card, a Christmas card. In the end, he had a small team of people doing his admin for him, and his business,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't his business, but all of his business was referrals and recommendations.
Yeah.
All because of the level he was operating at,
Yeah.
right? And, you know, there are people like that. There
Yeah.
are people like that. And,
Yeah.
you know, we work with some customers and the salespeople have been there 40 years and they do have a revolving door of comebacks
Yes. Yes.
through word of mouth and recommendation. So all of that can be done
Yes.
if you're
Yeah.
thinking about it.
And I think for us, something we've latched on to probably in the last 5 years is quotations.
Yeah.
You know, yes, you want to close or,
Yeah.
or get the sale over the line on the day. And you know, I think in our game, it's, as you say, upholstery might be a little bit longer, a little bit more considered. But fact is, if you don't get it on the day, and our quotes, our statistics on quotes, and we're pushing to get quotes so we could do the follow-ups and all
Yeah.
this sort of thing. But realistically, we're hovering around 22% conversion on quotes. 80% still don't commit even with a quote.
Yes. Well, the 8th habit, which is a separate book,
Yes.
is the follow-up of quotes.
Really? Yes.
Well, follow-up in general.
Yeah.
So that there's loads of things that people can do
Yeah.
with, well, when they get to the quote stage and then beyond.
Yes.
But that's a whole
That's,
other...
that's the next book. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because that is the thing.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Yes.
So much... Well, there'll be loads of people that don't give quotes.
Yes. Yes.
So
yes.
never mind the 80%. It's those that
Yes,
don't even
absolutely.
get a quote.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's a load of stuff. There's a 10% uplift in business just by getting people really good at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's slipping through the fingers.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's a whole
Yeah.
other...
I mean, and this is what's exciting. It's like you mentioned earlier about 100% conversion. I mean, that would be quite depressing because there's nowhere you can go from that. But, you know, all of this is, you know, all potential. I don't see it as a negative thing. It's like, wow, there's 80%. What can we do to try and get another
That's
1%?
it. Yeah.
You know, it's just these...
Well, that's it. There's a whole chapter
Yeah.
on marginal gains.
Yes.
That's I'm a cyclist, aren't I? I was a cyclist.
Yes.
So that's where the whole mentality of what are the small improvements we can make in the process
Yeah.
or whatever that are going to influence. We call it, the right-hand column is results,
Yeah.
which is your statistics, KPIs, whatever. And the left-hand column, which is where we live, is everything else.
Yeah.
Attitudes, behaviours, applications, processes, whatever.
Yeah.
So we live in the left-hand column to influence the right-hand column, which is the numbers. You can't influence the numbers without living in the left-hand column. That's how we think of it.
Yeah. That's brilliant. So, and the book launch is available now?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
launched. We're now Amazon bestseller in 4 categories.
Oh, my goodness.
It launched
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we obviously pushed it like mad.
Yeah.
And it was on Kindle as a 99p or something like that. But it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
And we're really, really proud of it. And
Too right.
we just want feedback. That would be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And our promise is 1 order per week per salesperson.
Yeah.
And it'll be, somebody once said to me, you can lose an order from something as thin as a cigarette paper, which is this thing you do or don't say, or your thing you do or don't hear or don't ask or whatever.
Yeah.
And we get messages all the time.
Yeah.
We have WhatsApp groups with all our customers and their teams to say, tried this, got that, tried this, got that, Try, Now it's not every time. It's not magic dust.
No.
But trying it is the first thing.
Yeah.
And then getting comfortable. And it's sharing probably what the best people do anyway,
Yeah.
but without thinking about it.
Yeah.
They don't think. They're just doing it.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
So once you start to isolate the individual bits, then you can work on that bit.
Absolutely. And I think that what you just said there about, one sale per week extra, is so significant in our industry, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're not in a volume.
No.
And if you had every salesperson picking up one extra sale,
Yeah.
that the impact towards the end of the year
It's massive.
It's massive.
It's massive.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah,
talked
it
about an
doesn't-
extra store,
Yeah.
and this was all my psychology at DFS.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of shops, and it was a massive amount of money.
Yeah.
And it's always the same challenges. It was, what do you know about them? Well, I couldn't speak to them. They just fobbed me off. Well, why did they fob you off?
Yeah.
Because you said, are you okay? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like never ending.
Yeah.
So, why didn't you? How much was your order, if you don't mind me asking?
It's about 2-2.
So 2-2, and you've ordered it online.
Yeah.
Well, that's happening
Yeah.
every day of the week.
Yes.
Every day of the week.
Yes.
And we'll have people that are buying beds online.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, and maybe, unfortunately, not from us.
So you've mentioned DFS a lot. So it's a big part of your life.
Yes, yeah.
A hugely successful company.
Yes.
Stressful at times.
That isn't in my vocabulary.
Okay.
I never thought of it. I like it. I like
thrive on
like
it.
pressure.
Yeah.
I don't like standing still. So it never, if that's how you viewed it, you wouldn't have lasted there.
No.
So I liked it.
Yeah.
I like to push myself.
Yeah.
I consider it a challenge. I like to win.
Yeah.
So whatever the league table was, and it was full of league tables.
Yeah.
And we and most were positive.
Yeah.
We just didn't want to be top of the crap league tables. but I think it's a mindset thing, isn't it? So I think if you're self-motivated, you don't need pressure from somebody else.
No.
I wanted to beat the other area managers and all the rest of it in my stores to win and us to collect awards or whatever. So I didn't think of it that way.
No.
But for definite, it was relentless.
Yes.
But retail.
Yeah.
You're constantly investing in your own way.
Yeah.
You're relentless.
Yeah.
You can't stand still. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
If you're not pushing the business, you'll die. Won't
It never stops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never stops.
So same thing.
Brilliant. Well, fantastic. Should we do some quick fire questions?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Let's get to the questions. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quick fire questions.
Okay. I'll try and be quick fire.
Okay. They're quick fire questions. You don't need to be quick fire answers.
Okay.
Right. Here we go. So, biggest myth in sales.
Biggest myth. Biggest myth or misunderstanding is the closing thing I said.
Yeah.
They completely misunderstood.
Yes.
Asking for the order is one thing. Closing is a journey.
Yeah.
And if people thought of that differently, closers are closers by their personality. Other people, when they should be funneling, they are opening. So they're giving more options than they should.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Never give an indecisive person too much choice.
No.
And that's, unfortunately, people, and you need these people, the relationship sellers.
Yeah.
And all the options and all the things they're trying to offer come from the well of kindness, so they're from a good place.
Yeah.
But they're unhelpful to the customer, which is why they then say, well, think about it.
I think that is absolutely gold. That is, and so true. And we try and promote a rule. Realistically, with your questioning, you should be showing no more than 3 products. If you go walking around the store showing everything, you've lost it.
Yeah.
It's about eliminating, really. So, and someone said to me about a story about a shoe salesperson where
Taking one away.
If that one or that one, and it's trying to make the decision-making process easier. And I think we become obsessed, don't we, of customers want choice.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they think they want choice.
Yeah.
But realistically, they want direction and
Yeah, yeah.
To filter out what they don't want.
Well, in bed sales, and we have a bed selling model.
Yeah.
The first, we call it the 5 points of power, and the first point is control,
Yeah.
right? And so it's control of the customer, but people misunderstand what we mean by that. But it's that whole thing. If you let them off in here,
Yeah.
it's just 50 or whatever number it is,
Yeah.
rectangles.
Yeah.
They all look exactly the same.
Absolutely.
But like you say, they've gone.
Yeah.
So it's getting a grip of them first for their own benefit.
Yes. Yeah.
And look,
Yeah.
and then some of you people will say, look, it's a minefield in here. Let me narrow it down. Let me ask you a few questions first. So you've got some control, and then making it relevant.
Yes.
Like me with me temper thing and all the rest of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So I agree. It's
Yeah.
so that's the biggest myth. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. Question number 2. Sell the product or sell the feeling?
Feeling or solution.
Right.
It's the solution. You were buying an IT
yes.
system.
Yes.
But it wasn't. You don't want all the gubbins and all the
No.
whatever's in the
No.
thing, ingredients, if you like.
All the-
You want the outcome.
Yes, it
don't
is.
you?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
People buying training, they want to know what the outcome is. One order is
Yeah.
whatever 30 people. Let's say it's $1,000. That's 30 grand a week. 1.5 million quid.
Yeah.
It tots up, doesn't it? So
Yes.
now you want to know a bit about what happens.
Yeah.
But you want the restaurants, you want the weather, you want the flight. You want to know that you're not on the way back thinking, I wish I spent another grand.
Yeah.
Right? Because
yeah.
you'd spent the grand if you'd have known that beforehand. So definitely feelings and the solution.
So, yeah.
It's the solution
Yeah.
to the problem, not the number of springs, for example.
No. Yeah. A good answer. Question number 3. Go-to way that you switch off.
Well, I've got a grandson now, 1.
Oh, my goodness.
Amazing, great and fabulous. And I've got 2 boys. My boys are 35 and 32. Little Atticus, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And he loves me the most, which I'm so pleased with.
Yeah.
And he does. He pushes everyone else out the way, which is great. So, and I like just getting on the floor with him. And he's now literally just this week started to walk. So I've not seen him walk yet. So we're going to be around the garden and all that. So that is one. Or going out on my bike.
On your bike,
Because
yeah.
I used to ride the bike a lot. So,
Yeah.
but it's again you into it's like the shower, your thoughts and your ideas. So it's a mental cleanse, and
Yes.
you come up with new ideas, don't you, and all that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Cycling and grandchildren.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Question number 4. Best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Wow, that's a good question. I don't know about the best piece of advice. There are moments when I remember a tremendous mentor to me, a guy called Peter Lee.
Yeah.
I like to win, and I had when I looked after my stores, we had a couple of times Land of Leather came along.
Yeah.
If you remember Land of Leather.
Yes, yeah.
They opened a lot of shops. I had Belfast shop, which is a massive shop. Anyway, they opened 5 stores in Belfast in the same month. Right? Well, it decimated our business, right? And they were opening all over, so I had a tough time then. And Sophology was known as CSL, if you remember back in the day.
Yeah.
And they were Northwest based. So they started out in Blackpool. I ran the Northwest. I had 10 shops in the Northwest. This will be the 1999. This was before they were a national chain. And they were called CSL. Anyway, they opened 2 doors down from every single one of my shops. And we lost on average about 20% of our business, right?
Yeah.
And half the people.
Yeah.
Because they just paid them more money at much higher basic, and they just left for the basic. So anyway, so at that time, this I always think if your life, it's a wheel. You're either at the top or the bottom. If it's going well, you're on the top. If it's going bad, you're on the bottom. The job is to get round to the other side as quick as you can. And anyway, this guy said to me, hang on, just remember how good you are. You know what I mean? So in those moments, and I think a lot of selling is confidence. And the best days are when you've done 2 or 3 orders back to back, and then you flow into the next one.
Yeah.
So I think we all sometimes need reminders. Hang on a minute, you can do this, and you're good at it, and it's just a bad day or a bad patch or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was helpful to me, for sure.
That's a great tip. Yeah. And fifth and final question. Almost there. If you were not doing this, what would you be doing?
Well, not at 60, but I would have loved to have been a professional rider. I was never good enough. I would have loved to have done that.
Yeah.
But also, I do like a bit of showmanship, don't you, in shows and all the rest of it. Well, I used to be an Elvis impersonator.
Oh, really?
Back in, I was the just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, I entered the European Championships, and I'd never done it paid. This is 2004. And anyway, I won the amateur version, but came third overall in the whole thing. And but then I probably did it for about 10 years, paid to do. One of those things that I thought it was a joke, really. At least I used to mess about doing it, but people liked it. And so I definitely could have done it as a career. Yeah. But I just maybe thought maybe it was just a little bit too late for getting into it,
Would you give us a little sample?
No. That's on the next version. Next one.
Okay.
Next one.
Yeah, next time you come on,
Yeah.
as Elvis.
Yeah, I'll bring a suit. I've got the jumpsuit.
That's fantastic. What a great answer. Oh, well, we've come to the end of our podcast.
Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
I think I've taken lots from this.
Good.
And there's several bits that will be going back to our board meeting.
Yeah.
So this is fantastic. It's been lovely meeting you.
Good.
I think we've been connected for a long time, but actually it's the first time we met.
Yeah. Well, it's a small thing, isn't it? Industry on LinkedIn, but you do a lot and we do a lot. And I think it helps. And it's that type of industry anyway, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's got closer over the years too. We seem to have a lot more relationships with other retailers. If I think back to my early days, competition was looked with scorn, whereas today I think we share more. I think collaborate more.
Yes, it's definitely better from that point.
So I think it is a lovely industry, and the bed one is especially sleepy.
Yes, yeah. Good. Well, listen, thanks for having me.
Yes,
thank you. It's been amazing. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's great.
Brilliant.
Great.
So I just need to sign off. So next week, we will be joined by John James, who's one of our team, been with us a good many years, and he's our logistics manager. So talking about the logistics side of our business and how it all links.
Very important end.
Absolutely. It's the final touch point. In fact, when we're talking of referrals it's the most important bit. It's the bit people remember. And it's the exciting bit. I think we forget, people, when they're passing the money, actually that's the painful bit. The exciting bit is getting the product, and they're the guys that take it in and get to do that exciting bit. Hard work, don't get me wrong. Oh my God, lifting some of these mattresses is no easy feat, but it is the exciting bit. So we'll be joined by Johnny James next week, and so that's a wrap. New episodes drop every single Wednesday. Don't forget to tune in, and if you want any more unfiltered business talk, you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn at An Unorthodox CEO. So that's it. If you're listening in the morning and you're laying there listening about sales techniques, going in with a positive mindset, 100%. You are going to have a cracking day. So go in with that positive mindset. If you're paddleboarding out in the sea, because that's starting now.
Oh, right.
In fact, I'm away in a few weeks.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
No, I've never done it. But apparently there's a paddleboard, and if it's sunny and warm, I might have a little go.
Oh, very good.
So if you're listening to our podcast while paddleboarding, be careful not to lose your headphones. And if you're settling into your Sussex beds, listening to us, thank you very much for listening, and we will catch you next week. Good night. Thank you very much, and see you soon.
Woo! Well done, everybody.